Hi you guys, it's me, Chris Colley. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the city of Rochester Hills, Michigan. And today is Tuesday. Instead of going live, I have a pre-recorded video for you. I'm going to share some of the things that I did at my product purchase premiere that I had over the weekend. As you may or may not know, we have a new catalog coming out. It goes live to our customers on May 5th. And if you need a copy of that new catalog, please just let me know. I'm happy to get one to you. If you are a customer who's ordered with me in the past 6 months, I will get it to you for free. If not, I will mail it for $5 and will also include a coupon for $5 off the first order you place with me. So we have lots of new products in that catalog. So I had a little party introducing some of those products. We had what we called a PlayStation. And so everybody got an opportunity to just play with some of the new products. And we also made 10 note cards, all of them featuring the new magnetic ink pads and some of the other new products. We had some gems, some ribbons, and of course the designer series paper. So we made a box. This is a little box that opens up and holds all of the 5 cards that we made. This little piece here was made with our new impressions mat, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes. This is the crispy cantaloupe. Let's see if I can get the names right. Golden Glow, which is really pretty. We have some great designer series paper that focuses on that. Hydrangea Hue, which is kind of a bluish purple maybe. And Pine. I think it's Peaceful Pine. And then Barely Blush. Now, Barely Blush and Crisp Cantaloupe are also returning in colors. So, they were at one point part of our color groups, and now they're coming back as in colors. So they'll be available from 2026 through 2028. Okay, and this one, like I said, we focused on our impressions pad here. Our impressions pad, this is what it looks like. Mine looks very well loved, but and yours will look like that when you're done with it. You can just come in with your a little lint brush, and it will clean right up and look just like new again. So if all those little specks bother you, those specks come from using it with a very well-loved cutting plate. So it easily cleans up like this. And your die, we have 2 die sets now that are going to be in our May 5th catalog. And one of them is Phrases and Frames. And the other one is a flower stamp set that I did not order. This is kind of like what these dies look like. Now, the purpose of this mat, it is squishy. It's flimsy and squishy. And what it does is it pushes through these grids. I'm going to take this out. So it's going to push through there. So you're going to use your die with the cutting side up, and this mat on top of it. And when it goes through, this mat is just going to push your paper into all of those little crevices or grooves that we have. So it's a really great new tool that you're going to get lots of different looks with. And this is just kind of a little comparison for you. This is a regular die cut, and this is when you use the impressions mat. So you can see what a difference that makes. And we also had an opportunity to emboss with it. So we took, this is the product of the month, which is the eyelet embossing folder. And when you use it, it's going to cut out an image that looks like this, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love that. But you can also use it to, you can see it's got kind of little indentations there that are popping up, which is kind of a cool effect. But it also has all of these little grooves that when you put your paper on it, and you always, when you're using your impressions mat, want to use your cut side up. That's what allows your paper to be squished in between all of these little holes in it. So when you use that impressions mat, you're going to get this really cool embossed look from your die cut, which I think is really cool. So we got to use our impressions plate for those two things. And we also used our gel pen. Now your gel pens come in a pack of 2 for $9, which is a great deal. That makes them $4.50 a piece. So everybody got a little piece of scrap paper that they could kind of doodle on. And I loved how this gel pen looked on really dark cardstock. So then we took our impressions mat and used it with the flower. This is the one I did when I was at on stage. So we used it with the die with the impressions mat, and then added some little flower dots with our gel pen. And then to see what it looked like on the darker cardstock, we went ahead and added it on our Blackberry Bliss, I think. I called it Rich Razzleberry, but that's an old color. And then I wanted to kind of combine the two, and I'm working on some projects with the lily. So I used my gel pen on the Barely Blush, which I think really turned out nice, and then did the embossing on the background. So it really, you can use it for coloring if you wanted to, not just as an accent piece. So, and then we wanted to take a little tour with our Stampin' Blends. So we have Stampin' Blends in all of the new colors for the In Colors. So we used the In Color Designer Series paper, and we colored we just cut some vases or vases, and then colored them with the blends. We also did some flicking or spattering on the background, and then there's a little embellishment in all of them. We have these great butterfly embellishments in the new In Colors. Now I made mine all birthday cards because I wanted to give them as a gift for my aunt, and she only sends birthday cards, so I did them all birthday. But I did put out sentiments. There are lots of sentiments that fit on here if you wanted to make a kind of variety pack of cards in a box. So we also had a PlayStation that was with our new hybrid pad. And I don't know if you've seen a lot of things about our hybrid pad, but our hybrid pad is going to be replacing our Memento ink pad. And it is good for alcohol use. So you can use it with the watercolors, or you can use it with the blends. You can also use it with chalks. And at the PlayStation, we set it up for blends and watercolor. So this is a sealed stamp pad, and it needs to be sealed so that the ink stays moist on it. But because it is sealed, you can't just like lift it, the lid off. So you can stick something under there if you wanted to and pop it up. But if you hold it as if it had a hinge on this back side, and your thumb on the top and thumb on the bottom, and just like as if it was a hinge, pull it apart. Okay, so that's how you open it. And we're just gonna, again, it's got that kind of funky top to it. It's not foam, it's more of a felt kind of pad than a foam pad. So I'm just gonna tap and then give it a twist. I also do this with our new magnetic pads. So it's a tap, 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 twist. So you get like a triple T in there. And you can see, you're gonna get a really crisp image with that. This does require inking more often, I think, but you get a really good image with it. And Let me clear my spot up here a little bit. At the product premiere party, we did two things with it. We watercolored with it and used our aqua painter for that. And I'm just going to give my watercolor pencils. You can use this with your blends too if you wanted to. There's my other one. I'm just going to give them a quick little sharpen. Okay, and I am cleaning this immediately with my StazOn cleaner. This will stain your photopolymer stamps. So I'm just putting a good amount of my StazOn cleaner on there. And then I'm just gonna let mine sit till I'm done, and then I'll wipe it off. So we're gonna start off with our blends. And I just, I'm gonna use Lemon Lolly for the center of my flower and give it a quick color. And then I'm gonna use my light highline heather. I'm gonna use my dark highline heather first. And I'm just gonna come in and hit those lines. And if you live in a more humid area, this ink will take a little bit longer to dry. You can also emboss with it, heat emboss with it. So you could stamp in your Versamark, add some heat powder to it. Oh, I'm not even in camera there. Okay. Add some heat to it and heat that up. And I'm just going to come in real quick with my light highland heather and add some more color to it. And again, with your blends, you can add as little or as much color as you want. You get as much shading as you want on there. I'm just going to do a quick color so that you get an idea of what kind of a look you're going to get with this new ink pad. Okay. And you can see this one I added lots more color to it. I was trying to get it to bleed. I wanted to see if the ink would stay there and blend in, or if it was going to bleed out. Right now we use our Memento ink, and you can't use your Memento for watercoloring. You have to use your StazOn for watercoloring. So this is just kind of, you can see you get a nice crisp image even when you're using lots of ink or just a little bit of ink. And then let me make sure I'm in the camera there. For the watercolor, I'm just gonna go in and quickly do a rough kind of color wash. And you can use a blender pen with this. You can use your watercolor with it. So you have some options when you're coloring. And this would be really like a great pad to use as an all-round pad for Stampin' Blends, re-inkers, aqua painters, all kinds of different things that you could use it for. This is just a regular aqua painter. I'm going to add a little bit of color or water right to my hand because I don't want to like really saturate it right out of the gate. I used this brush yesterday to do some white craft ink flicking with. So I'm going to start here in the middle and just kind of brush my yellow out. And then I'm going to clean it off and go right into my pink. And again, I didn't have an issue with adding a little water or adding a lot of water. It didn't matter. I still did not get that ink pad to bleed for me. So I'm just gonna again quickly go over that. And I would, if you wanted to add some more dimension to this, rather than coloring the paper again, I just pick up some ink off the top of my watercolor pencil and just add it that way. So you get just a little bit more, like a little bit of depth that you can add with some highlighter. And you're not putting pressure right on that paper that's already soaked with water to color it some more. Okay, so you can see we've done a lot of coloring on here, and our ink still isn't muddled or bleeding. So in either case, so for me, this hybrid ink pad is a go, and I will be using it for my watercoloring and my Stampin' Blends. It's nice to just have one ink pad and be able to get lots of different looks from it. Okay, you guys, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. I had a lot of fun with my product purchase party, and I'm definitely going to be doing a PlayStation at my next one too. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.